Good morning. It's about 8 o'clock. I've been up for quite a while, up at sunrise, and this is our field. What you're looking at, I'll dip down so you can get the exposure properly. That is a fire break. The neighbour made it for us ages ago at the proper time. We missed the proper time, and we've got our field to cut. We can't cut it all. It costs too much money. It's like 500 euros. So expensive because we cannot. We got the. It's always the same. We've got the like fire alert thing, which is quite normal. But it does mean there are things we cannot do. We can't use metal blades, metal tools, whatever, on the field. So we can't actually have it cut by a tractor. We have to cut it by hand with a trimmer, or two or three or whatever. And that would cost about 500 euros. So what we've done, we've been making fire breaks. We paid somebody else to cut the fire breaks, which was only about 120, I think, euros. Now, they're not as big as that one, but they're big enough. The one we finished, let's go and have a look. Let's go and have a look. I'll show you a beautiful fire break. So they cut breaks across the field and around the edge, not that edge of course. Oh, that's tobacco and it's ready for harvesting, I think. So they cut around the trees, and that bit's, yeah, this is the start. So they cut around the trees for us. Now this is not very big, but it'll sort of help a bit if we have a fire. If my throat will sound a bit dry, it's just doing this all day. It's hard work and lots of dust and stuff. I mean, you can see the ground. This is dust. It's like Perranporth, if you know Perranporth. And there's the one we made yesterday. It was cut the night before by somebody else, but then we had to go through with a hand rake up all the grass, because of course the grass will burn, shove it to the side, and then rake it again. And the objective is to get as much of this dirt, mud stuff as you can, and get rid of as much grass and plant material as you can. So there's this one. We've got the edge of the field down there where that white building is. That's the well. We've got all the way along that edge to do, all the way along this edge right to the top, which you can't see. This is 5 acres. We've got a fire break like the one I'm standing on, which goes there. We've got another one up there, a small one that I cut myself before they came, and that's it. And we'll leave these, they're like squares like this, undone. We've got 3 days left, then we got to go back. My wife has a hospital appointment, and so we're going to concentrate on the break that goes all the way along the trees over there. So between the field and the trees, and then if there is a fire, it will hopefully stay in the field and won't go over to where we are. Although we've had a lot of stuff cut around the house that I couldn't cut because I couldn't. So we had a lot of stuff cut up just the other side of the house. That's got to be raked up as well. It's sort of another fire break. It's just what you do. So I just had a look. I've got some trimming to do up there. There's around that tree, I think it was. They didn't quite get it right, but I'll fix that. Yeah, talked about getting a new trimmer so that I could do a bit more than I did this year, but I don't think we will. It'd be 500 euros to buy a trimmer, and whatever happens, I wouldn't have enough hours in the day to cut the field. Could be here for the summer and not finish it, I don't know. Anyway, so we're just talking this morning. Next year we think a tractor. We can come in with a tractor, or somebody can come in with a tractor, and then what they do is because they cut it, but they take some, maybe if we're lucky they'll take some grass, but probably most of it will be left behind. So what we'll do is we'll keep these fire breaks, and we will rake these by hand when they finish, and keep these going. After this field hasn't been cut for a couple of years, so when it is cut next year, the year after that it will be better, if you see what I mean. It will be easier, and easier for us too. We'll have had a fire break for a year already. I can keep cutting these with the trimmer. I cut this one with a trimmer yesterday after, because the grass was a bit long, and they couldn't cut it very well. You can see what they started with. So anyway, they did it pretty well, I suppose, but I had to go back afterwards and sort of raked it up. I went down with a trimmer again, and so on. What else? We've got a problem with geckos. There's loads of geckos right now. Oh look, there's the house. You can see, I can zoom in a bit, it get a bit shaky if I do. There, you can see the bell bit on the right at the top of the house, and the side of the house there. So it's a very narrow house, sort of front to back there, with a window, oh, I don't know. And then you've got that bit of the church which doesn't take the whole of the house. It's not as big as you might think. It's just a sitting room, but yeah, anyway. So I recorded that yesterday, and worked on through the day till fairly late, and I was absolutely knackered, so I didn't bother recording an end. Here's the end. I actually showed you that because I did that yesterday. I've been doing all this today, and yesterday as well I did all that there, which you can't see, and stuff like that. But it all helps. I just thought I would say, it looks a bit like I've denuded the soil. It kind of looks like dirt and dust and stuff, but it's not. It's quite okay. And we've got some stuff ready to put on it in the autumn anyway. Talking about going around the edge bit and reseeding or something, so everything will be taken good care of, and so on. But that's all for now. I just tomorrow I'm here working, and then the day after that we drive back to the city, back to Madrid, for a few days. So I will be streaming on Sunday or Monday, something like that. Probably Monday. Till then, goodbye.